The Sidmen are way richer than you think. Let's subscribe to this guy because I feel like this is going to be a good video. Let's get into it.
They dress in hoodies, film in basic rooms, and play down their wealth in almost every video. But the Sidmen are hiding a secret behind all that humility, because while their fans see a bunch of guys messing around on camera, the reality is that they're sitting on a business empire that quietly makes them
100%. 100%.
richer than nearly every influencer you know. We're talking not
Chat, they upload daily, and they upload like, I'm not gonna say Mr. Beast, but like Mr. Beast level of like IRL cons. Like they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot of shit, bro.
nine-figure brand deals, hidden equity in booming companies, and personal fortunes that rival most successful names in online business and entertainment, all without ever flashing a Lamborghini. Well, at least not too often, and it's all by design. To understand how they pulled it off, we have to start with the one thing the Sidmen have always done better than anyone else: playing dumb while building something genius. The Sidmen's brand is built on relatability. They argue like siblings,
I'd say like that's their personalities though. I have a feeling he's implying that like this is all an act, but I think it is. I think that's like how they are.
basic fits, and still filming rooms that look like bedrooms. Compared to other influencers
That's every streamer setup, but
dripping in designer, they seem like a
Jack
bunch of regular
Doherty.
guys. But that relatability is a strategy. While most creators burn out chasing flex culture, the Sidmen built a long-term business on consistency, not clout. And ironically, the more they downplay their wealth, the richer they've become. There are flashes, sure. Ethan's Lamborghini Urus, Vicstar's massive mansion, KSI's multi-million-dollar penthouse.
Chat, is KSI like the richest? I think because of Prime, right? I know Vic's like loaded too.
But none of it's the focus. In fact, most of them don't even show their cars or watches. And that's not because they don't have them, it's because they're too busy building. What they've built is so vast that most fans don't even know where to begin. Sidmen clothing alone pulls in an estimated $5 to $10 million a year.
It's a fucking merch brand, chat. What?
And that's just from basic merch drops. Then there's Side Plus. They're paid
What is Side Plus?
At even a conservative 100,000 members paying $10 a month, that's $7.5 million a year in nearly pure profit. With their current growth, it wouldn't be surprising if that number is...
Wait, but that's being split upon all 7 of them. And they also have to pay a lot, probably some workers, you know?
far higher, possibly closer to 200,000 members. Sides, their fast food chain has exploded.
Oh my god, they have a fast food chain
in the UK and expanded internationally.
Based in the UK, bro, that's the thing. I think they're like the biggest YouTube channel in the UK, and like I think it's a far margin. I'm pretty sure. Don't like test me on that.
Franchise licensing, high margin delivery, and brand awareness through the roof, the business likely generates millions annually with minimal overhead. Even a $3 million profit per year.
Chaz, the food good or is it only in the UK?
Yeah, wouldn't be a stretch. Then there's XIX Vodka, competing in the same market space as other celebrity bites liquors. Spirits have some of the highest margins in consumer products. If they sell just 100,000 bottles annually, that's potentially $3 to $5 million in revenue alone. And we're still not done. There's Best Cereal, trading cards, U2s, plushies, and whatever else they decide to launch. Every drop sells out instantly. They've created an ecosystem where they don't just release...
Yo, so like is Laserbeam like a part of the team now pretty much? Because he's in like almost every video, it feels like.
These products. They create...
I'm so wrong on that, but...
limited experiences fans want to be a part of. It's not just a content group. It's a consumer empire disguised as entertainment. And behind the scenes, every single member owns equity. What what separates the Sidmen from most creators is ownership. They didn't sign their brand away to a label or a production company. They built it themselves, retained control, and scaled vertically, meaning when a product sells, the profit goes directly to them, not through 5 middlemen. It's a model similar to tech startups or direct-to-consumer giants than typical influencer brands. They own the supply chain, they reinvest into new projects, and most importantly, they split the pie among themselves. When you buy a host...
Do they have like a bunch of workers, you think? I don't think so, actually. Not even like... I know they probably have... I mean, their editing's very good in most of their videos, so I'm assuming they have some good editors, though.
When you subscribe to Side Plus, when you order from Sides, you're not funding a faceless corporation, you're growing the net worth of the Sidemen directly.
Yo, why does it low-key look good?
This model has quietly made them multi-millionaires without ever needing to show off on Instagram.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking.
I thought it was an ad-free day. I thought it was an ad-free day today.
A complete AI.
Let's talk KSI. Music, YouTube, boxing. He was already rich, but Prime changed everything. With the hydration drink now valued at over $10 billion, and rumors swirling that KSI and Logan Paul each hold a 10 to 20% stake, KSI's potential net worth from Prime alone could exceed $1 billion if the company IPOs or sells at scale. And that's just Prime. He also co-founded Misfits Boxing,
Misfits ain't never seen nothing like this,
which has made millions through pay-per-view events.
So they got a lot of side things.
Merchandise. And
see what I did there? Side things, because they're the Sidemen.
global licensing. He sells out arenas. He's been touring internationally, and he hasn't missed a YouTube check in
The joke was not funny. Yeah, I got that, buddy. I got that.
over a decade. Throw in sponsorships, real estate, Sidemen ownership, investments, and licensing deals. KSI is worth $800 million to $1 billion plus.
What? We're talking Mr. Beast numbers. I did not know KSI was worth $1 billion. What the fuck? That is insane.
And he's done all of this without burning out. He's not just an influencer anymore.
Chat,
He's
what?
a corporate powerhouse. And the craziest part, the other Sidemen aren't that far behind.
No.
Vicstar was an early investor in crypto, and during the peak, his holdings were rumored to be worth 8 figures. He also holds property investments across London, owns his own businesses, and sits at the heart of the Sidemen enterprise.
to be fair though.
His main channel may be quiet, but his passive income is loud. His net worth, easily $80 million plus. Simon's own brand.
Chat, I can't get over the KSI numbers. That's fucking crazy. That's different.
Stronger than ever, with millions of subscribers across multiple channels and being the most consistent face in Sidemen videos. He could very well be sitting on over $70 million. Toby and Ethan don't flash wealth, but they're quietly collecting 7-figure paychecks from
Chat, you know they make like $2 million every time they do an Among Us video, right? They make $2 million off of an Among Us video, bro. Their Among Us videos, don't get me wrong, they're fire. They're fire. But like $2 million off of one Among Us vid is kinda crazy.
revenue shares, Side Plus appearances, brand equity, and personal merch, they've easily crossed $20 million each. Ethan especially, with his family content and brand sponsorships like Gymshark. Harry and Josh, the most under the radar, are still cashing in. Josh helped structure a lot of Sidemen's early brand deals, and Harry's solo content continues to rake in millions in views. Both have passive income machines running in the background. A low estimate, $15 to $30 million each.
Oh my god.
The number could be much higher. When you zoom out, the Sidemen as a group could be worth upwards of $500 million to $1 billion combined.
This is...
And they're doing it.
Wait, did he not just say KSI was worth $1 billion?
without ever making that the headline. The Sidmen are what happens when creators think like founders. They've mostly avoided drama, stayed friends. The Sidmen built a system that
I mean, yeah, I think when you're in a group, you can't really go out and say things publicly in a way. Like, you know, the Peterbot incident. Peterbot was just, no. Think about like a content creator, right? A solo content creator that might tweet something controversial. Then like then I guess like you could say like Vic might just like, you know what I mean? I don't know, I think they're kind of disconnected because they're in the UK, and that's not like against anything, but like look at all the biggest creators right now. They're in the US, Australia, but like they're really the only UK group. Maybe that's what I know of. There probably is more, definitely, but the biggest one, like that's such an like a extent, you know what I mean? But I do think that like they do connect with other creators because like they'll bring in like Laserbeam, Lachlan, they brought in Marlon and Lacey in the last video. Like those are just like small additions.
Shore's longevity. And when we think about where they'll be in 5 years, with Prime scaling globally, XIX growing, and Side Plus
I didn't think about Prime.
Full content platform, they're not just set up to survive, they're positioned to dominate. And while they still wear hoodies and crack jokes like it's 2015, they're quietly out-earning the loudest influencers on the planet.
The best way to do YouTube, TikTok, streaming, making content is to do what you want to do, because that's where it's going to be the most authentic, and people like to watch authentic content. People do not want to watch fake content. That only works with kids most of the time, because you can get kids doing it, you know what I mean? You can like brain rot tubers and all that. Like if you're like, look at Speed, he's authentic. Speed likes to what he does, right? Kai, he loves what he does. Fucking, I can go to Fortnite, right? Laserbeam loved the kind of videos that he made, right? Like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.